Hi folks, this is Lee. I'm going to start the first in the video series on how to use the form itself, and the first video is going to talk a little bit about the layout. So if you'll take a look after you've gotten signed in, it'll have your name on the top. I'm signed in as test user at the moment so that you can see real time what normal users will see on this form. So at the very top, notice that you've got a quick link to the forum, and some really important links to notice are new posts, which will actually give you all of the latest posts that you have not seen since you've last logged out. And then on the top here is settings, and so this is where you would go in order to make changes to your signature, upload pictures, and then make general changes to your settings as well. And I'll go over each of these individual functions a little bit later after I show you the layout of the forum. If you'll notice on the top here, it shows the top 5 stats, and these are pretty much self-explanatory, but you'll see here where it says top posters, which right now of course will be Megan, Zeke, Jason, and myself, but as the forum gets moving with all of your input, these will very likely change. And I'll show the top 5 stats for the top thanked. So, when you find a post that's particularly useful to you or something that you like, one of the nice things to do is to hit thank you or the thanks button on the post so that other members can see that it was useful to you, but also so that the posters, whoever actually writes the information, knows it's useful to you, so we can provide more of the same type of information to you. Now, over here it shows the top 10 latest posts or most recent posts. And it'll have the title for you over here, the person who last posted for you here, and sometimes you'll notice that the threads will go on. It's like a conversation. So it'll have multiple posts in it. So if you click on the right arrow, the right triangle, I suppose, it'll show you actually the post that you haven't seen since you last looked at that particular conversation. So that way you don't have to figure out, where your place was. It's kind of like a bookmark. And so it's really, really helpful. It's one of the things I use quite a bit when I get into the forums. And if you go down a little bit here, what you'll also see is the announcements area. And the announcements area will have anything that is related to our forum and the inner circle itself. So, keep a good eye out here. However, I also have in our box on the side the most recent post from there. So just keep an eye out to see what the latest news from Megan and Zeke and the rest of us are. Below is a second forum, and down here, this is the actual, kind of like the lessons, like the how-tos and such. And when I refer to a thread, every one of these topics, like for example, short sales subject to rehabs, these are called categories. And within the categories, you're going to have different conversations. So, for example, if I were to click on short sales, it's right now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 threads, or in other words, 7 separate conversations about short sales. And within each one of these are what are called posts. So Zeke has the first post here in this conversation about, should you wedge a short sale? And then Jason has posted a reply, and so it continues the conversation on. Okay, so that's some terminology you guys will have to get used to. Threads versus posts versus the forum itself. Now I'm going to go back to that front page again so we can continue on with the layout of the actual forum. So you can see there are quite a few topics in the actual forums on how-tos and such. And then the last one is the Deals Clearinghouse. And this here is where you can post as well as us. If you have a deal, if you want a deal, if you have resources that you want to share, like if you've got painters or contractors, or if you are a resource, if you're a mortgage lender, if you are a broker, if you're a realtor, or a rehabber or whatever, you can put your information down here. And then here is just some stats and stuff that you want to use. I will continue with how to use these individual areas in the next video.